What's up, guys? It's Ray Holliday here.
And it's Shamika Sanders. A little bit of technical difficulties, but we are here with you. And this is Tea Talk, our weekly news show. Where we talk about our favorite TV shows. Because when me and Ray get the talking, the tea spilleth. And
over.
Let's sip that tea right there. It's actually coffee, guys. But before we get into our favorite TV shows and all of the shows that we are recapping, let's get into what is trending on HelloBeautiful.com right now.
Hot topics. Our first hot topic is something that's near and dear to my heart. Friend of the Beautifuls, Chance the Rapper.
We love him.
Actually donated $1 million to the state of Chicago and their education system, which is crazy because last week he had a meeting with the mayor, which was behind closed doors, and a lot of people felt some kind of way about it. He walked out not really feeling good about the meeting, and he decided to put his money where his mouth is.
I love that. And also what we love about Chance the Rapper is that he's inspirational. He lives that life.
Absolutely.
He's not just like, I'm donating a check and then I'm going to be ratchet tomorrow. He is an inspirational brother.
So
always
dope.
dropping that good music.
So dope.
Okay, let's move on to our next trending story on HelloBeautiful.com. Ben Carson is an idiot. Did you not know this? He referred to slaves as immigrants, setting the internet on fire. This face. Sir, you're the first dumbass neurosurgeon of lifetime.
In history. I mean, we must... Okay, so the comment in itself was, Ben Carson said that there were immigrants that were on the bottom of slave ships.
He actually said those words in the same sentence.
Yes, at the bottom of the slave ships that were with the slaves, or
I'm not
were
gonna
they
try
the
to-
slaves? Somebody needs to tell him that immigration and slavery are actually two different things.
I think the words literally mean two different things. And Sam Jackson was there to check him and call them a couple mother effers in the spirit of Sam Jackson. So shout out to you, and we will drop that link in that story for you to check it out. Wendy Williams got really emotional talking about Chris Brown's alleged drug use. If you guys didn't check it out, there Billboard dropped a really detailed report about Chris Brown and his alleged addiction to drugs, and they talked to the people around him in his camp, and Wendy was talking about it on her show. And as you know, Wendy did, I think she suffered through a 10-year addiction to cocaine. So she's been very open with her drug abuse and drug use. So she can definitely spot a drug user when she sees one. Chris Brown responded. He said, "Wow, Wendy." I don't know if that was sarcasm or if he's like, "I'm watching," or "Wow, you care."
To the Shade Room.
It was on the Shade Room.
You have Chris's attention.
Yes, so post something inspirational for Chris. Okay, let's get into the TV topics that we are dying to talk about. Last night was the premiere of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 6.
And as you know, it's all fair in love and hip hop.
I love when he does his monobles. It's so good. So first things first, the show started off with Joseline. Well, Joseline was actually in a pool when it first started off.
She was having a photo shoot.
It was a photo shoot
for her pregnancy.
Yeah. There were like flowers. I actually thought it was like whipped cream at first, and I was
did too.
That's a little erotic. Maybe
I know.
Maybe it was flowers, and she looked really beautiful though. Joseline has been carrying her pregnancy very well.
She has.
She is a first-time mommy.
I agree.
But what stuck out to me though is that she had young Dro with her, rubbing her belly.
Right. And allegedly her and young Dro have been making music, and he was there for moral support.
He was there for moral support, and she called him things like daddy and chocolate. But you know, that is moral support because it's brotherly. Hey, bro.
Yeah. Hey, bro. Let me tell you something about the word bro and the word sis. Always trouble. Always trouble.
Or homegirl.
Right.
We know how that go. Anyway, so in the very next scene, we see that she has Stevie J served with paternity test papers. She is just trying to make sure that Stevie J, you the daddy.
Yes, you are.
That's what it is. You the daddy, and stop denying it. We spoke to Stevie J when he was promoting Leave It to Stevie a while ago, and he had this to say about Joseline back
I don't have nothing negative to say about her. Just you know, I just want her to be a great mother.
Yes.
That, you know what I'm saying? I know that she has deep down in her system that the potential to be just understanding, and your life has to change once you have a child. You know what I'm saying?
And if there was anything that you could do different about that whole situation with Joseline, because it got really ugly on social media, what would you do differently?
I don't get ugly on social media. I don't do that. You know, what I would do different, I would just pray that, that I would have prayed that she didn't bring the kids into it. You know what I'm saying? Innocence, you know what I'm saying, and violate, you know what I'm saying, the kids. You can't do that, you know what I'm saying?
Some things off limits.
Off limits, you know what I'm saying, especially somebody that you at the time said was 3 years old. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, relationships have their ups and their downs, their highs and lows, and everybody goes through relationship drama. You know what I'm saying? But just mine played out on TV. I don't have nothing negative to say about her. Just you know, I just want her to be a great mother. That you know what I'm saying. I know that she has deep down in her system that the potential to be you know, just you know, understanding, and your life has to change once you have a child.
So he has faith in the Puerto Rican princess after all.
That he does.
We're going to see
hope that these two can get it together for the sake of Bonnie Bella. She needs you.
She needs both of you. And Stevie is a pretty good dad. We've watched him on his show, so we have high hopes for him, but we're about to see it unfold on this season of Love and Hip Hop. Let's get into something else that happened. Young Jock and Carly Red rekindled their romance.
Let me tell you something. Carly has been hanging on strings now. She's been hanging on strings since season 1. She will not go away. She is determined to hold that Love and Hip Hop piece.
She is the gift that keeps on giving. And when I tell you I love their storyline, I really love Young Jock. I don't know why I love Young Jock and Carly Red so much, because we didn't expect them to make it this far.
We really did.
And they have won us over with their charm. Carly Red is a detective for the ages, y'all. I have roles with Carly Red. She is that black girlfriend who you be like, did my man say this? And she got his social. She knew where he was, when it was happening, and we saw that happening at
last night.
Joseline's
masquerade
party.
That investigation ended with those plastic boots that she had on as she was coming in yonder through the grass with those. They were claw-ish. Do you guys watch Kendall? I watch Love and Hip Hop with Kendall. He is so hilarious, and he calls out those claws. He was like, whose feet are these? They were looking bad, y'all. But you know what? When you wear a lot of shoes, that's just maybe what happens. Don't wear clear ones. Moving on. So she went to Joseline's masquerade party. She did.
In mask, because she was in disguise, because this part, hiding your face, will really hide your face.
Who you are, Carly, right?
Exactly.
And Joseline loves to throw a masquerade party, because if you guys remember last season when Karen, who was Scrappy's mom, and her
they did it. She had the dog.
Came in with the hijabs.
Yeah.
And
were they hiding? I
think they were hiding.
Yeah. We're taking comments, guys. We are reading them. Electra Ray says Carly Red was just with Caesar blank.
Oh.
Let's keep it clean, guys. I know we're talking about Love and Hip Hop.
She absolutely was. I think you're talking about Carly Red being snapped out with Caesar from Black Ink.
Yes, I
because Black Ink has now opened in Atlanta, which should be messy.
And you know she goes to every opening,
every grand opening. It'll be the grand opening of the
and she
corner
will be
store,
there,
and she'll be there.
But it's all good because she just gives you so much. Like when she went to Joseline's masquerade party in Masquerade, and she discovered the biggest point for Love and Hip Hop. This is what I'm gonna be watching.
Right.
She discovered that. Sorry, hold on. Let me sip some tea before I get into
Just a little bit.
Y'all, Kirk got a baby by another woman.
A younger woman who, in true Tara and Amina fashion, was living in the same building as he, and
he moved her into
his studio department. So remember when he had that studio? Mm-hmm. Remember the studio?
Yes.
She allegedly lived in the same building as the studio, and they got together and made some music.
Well, the music was made, and then Kirk had to go home to his wife and explain. Right. He rushed home so that he could be the first one to tell her before it got out.
Right. And you know
Carly works fast. Send a pigeon, send a bird. It's happening, it's going down. Mm-hmm. And he got home and he tried to explain to Rasheeda in a very Kirk way. It made me so mad.
In a very Kirk way. Well, I didn't understand what that was.
He didn't say what was going on. He was like, there's a girl with a girl.
With another girl.
And then there was this girl.
And then there's a baby.
A baby.
And the girl was at the party.
But not my baby.
Not my baby,
because
but the girl.
She was looking for a come-up
She was looking for a come-up. Mm-hmm. That's who she was at the party. Rasheeda was like, okay.
So what is going on,
What is
Kirk?
happening?
And I think her final words to him were, if you don't have a baby, okay, but if you do have a baby, you're going to have some problems. Sir, you have a baby.
Rasheeda, we need your mama in every scene because clearly you are lost without her. We need Kirk to be run over.
Kirk just needs to be run over.
Every episode.
Let's see some of these comments. Kathleen Reese said, "Dirtbag." I agree. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't know how else.
I don't know what else to
say that.
You're right.
Electra Ray, yeah, she gives a lot. LOL. Deborah said Kirk is a liar.
Yes.
Did they do a paternity test? I guess you guys are asking about Stevie and Joseline. If you are, they did do a paternity test.
They did do a paternity test.
He is the father.
Bonnie Bella belongs to Stevie.
She's a Jordan.
She's a Jordan.
She is
Bonnie Bella Jordan. BBJ.
I love this comment. Kathleen said that hairdo. You must be talking about Jock. Don't you love Jock's
Baby,
hairdo?
Jock, that hairstyle is so Lisa Stansfield. Been around the world and it's just the part, everything, just a mess. Just such a mess. Jock, you gotta get that together.
I love that hair. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Blown out.
It is like just for me, perm box.
Oh, just for me. He belongs on that box.
Okay, moving on. After Kirk and Rasheeda, I mean, Tommy went to jail. We saw that. Once again, Stevie stood up for her and took her down to the precinct, but she wound up being arrested anyway.
Let me tell you why Tommy is my favorite. Tommy is my favorite because she is such a bull. Like, yo, if I gotta go, I'ma just go. And they be like, you going to jail? She'd be like, no, I'm going to jail.
Remember last season when she jumped on Homeboy? I can't even remember his name. Scrap. She jumped on Scrap, and she was just like,
I mean, mauled him like a tiger.
She mauled him. That was so good. But finally, at the end of the show, we saw Stevie and Joseline meet up after not seeing each other for 6 months after she served him or had him served with the papers.
Shout out to the cinematography for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It's
so
literally
dramatic.
like watching a crystal clear version of Dynasty, the 2017 version.
It is just so dramatic. I wish they would just make it into a soap opera and call it what it is.
I mean, Stevie sat down, he took off his shades.
And it was like a lonesome tear from Joseline, and she had her wig
staring longingly into each other's eyes.
It was really good.
And then Joseline spoke and messed everything up.
I mean, she's gotten it better. She's gotten it better. And I love how soft she is, and then she'll throw a line out there like, "Cause my bitch ass baby daddy," and you be like, yes, Joseline. Okay, moving on to our next show that we also love, The Breaks.
Shout out to
3 last
The
night.
Breaks. The Breaks kind of like came in and captured our heart. So you remember season 1 was actually a movie, and the response was so amazing as far as the viewership was concerned that they've now turned it into a series. So now we are on season 2. Last night was episode 3, and our girl Tiana Taylor was in the building as Imani X.
Yeah, she made her rap premiere. She's actually really good.
She
got flow.
Yeah,
she got flow.
But my favorite was Kim Wayans is playing Tiana's mother. And she was just as ghetto as she was in Low Down Dirty Shame when she was in.
And Don't Be a Menace.
Called her. And
oh my God, she closed the radio.
And she was like, oh my God. I mean, she was just as ghetto as. It was literally amazing. Shout out to Mac Wiles, who was also a friend of the Beautifuls.
We love Mac.
Last night saw him actually in a DJ competition.
Yeah.
And a guest appearance by our guy, DJ Boo. Shout out to you, DJ Boo. That was just really, really, really
And
good.
you know, The Breaks is based on a book by Dan Charnas, who is also a friend to Interactive One.
He is.
Beautiful, called was it the I'll drop it in here when I remember it, but it is based off of his book. So moving on to our last show, guys. Yeah.
No, you know.
We can't do an episode of this without talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Atlanta is popping when it comes to the drama.
It is going down in Atlanta. Atlanta, where's Nene at? Because it is going down on, what was the episode called? Lay It On Me. Because the ladies spelled LEI. Because the ladies went down to Hawaii for their girl trip. And if in the history of reality TV, if there's one thing we know, nothing ever goes right on vacation.
Nothing ever goes right on vacation.
But it makes for great TV. We're taking your comments, guys. We are reading them. Keep them coming. So what we have right now is a debacle for the ages. Portia versus Kandi.
Oh, Jesus. Kandi, we don't want you to drag nobody. We don't want you to drag anybody.
She be ready. Because I wanted to drag her when she said.
Because you know when it comes to my man.
Kandi has the faces. She is so. And you know, don't talk about her husband. Okay, so let's.
Don't talk about her husband.
A little bit of backstory.
Don't talk about her mama. And don't talk about her kids.
A little bit of backstory about this. What all started this was that there was a rumor, and I think it was Sheree sitting down with Phaedra and Portia one day for lunch. They did not know that the cameras were still rolling, and Phaedra you remember this whole
yes.
incident
Phaedra
that happened.
Insinuated that what is her name? Carmia?
Shamia.
Shamia and Kandi were actually
this.
That's what she said.
She accused them of having some relations, and Kandi of being bisexual,
yes,
or getting into a little bit of lesbian stuff. Listen,
yeah.
I don't know why it's such a big deal. I don't know why Kandi is ready to kick down doors.
I mean, if you had a relationship with someone for 7 years, Kandi, it's okay, it's cool.
So there, that was that allegation. Right. So in a later time, when the girls were all together, Sheree popped up.
RHOA fashion.
In true fashion, and Marlo was there, so it was actually even more fashionable.
Oh, right.
Sheree brought it up, and she was just like, well, what I heard was, and she left it open to the floor for the person who said it to jump in. And that didn't happen.
Poor Portia.
Portia was like, who?
What happened?
Who, man?
Who?
What?
Who?
Girl.
It was you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what Sheree said.
Right.
Sheree said, girl, it was you. And she said, who? Me? I said that?
Right.
Listen, the person who really said it was Phaedra Parks.
And Phaedra never once said, hey, it was me.
No.
She just wanted to do a restoration service.
No, that's what she did to remedy all of this. She said, let's do a restoration service. Yeah.
Let's bring God in so he can wash away my sins since I've been lying.
That was a whole nother scene.
Right.
But then after that, Portia was feeling slighted. Kandi, they met up separately. And Portia was like, well, you want to tell my business, I'm going to tell your business.
Right.
And I heard from a friend that you said that you were going to drug me and drag me to a sex dungeon.
And who was the friend, Portia? You have an account from a friend for 5 different instances.
You know what's interesting about that, though? One is that Portia also cannot pronounce dungeon. Correct.
No, she can't.
I love you, you're beautiful.
No,
but it is a dungeon.
It's a dungeon. And it's actually right next to the Long Island, the Underground Railroad.
It might as well be the Long Island Railroad. So let's get into some more comments, because I know you guys are or love RHOA. Carla Wright says, Portia is extra. Lasagna Johnson says, make my president black again. Well, that's always true, so that can come at any time. Petty Trishan. So I guess that's Nakia Crook saying, are you saying that to, who is that to? Let us know.
That's what, I think that's what Joseline said. Petty
Trishan! Oh my goodness. Electra Ray says, if there's a dungeon, please lock Kenya in it. I can't stand her. Listen.
Oh, please. Lock Kenya all the way in it. I'd love to see the dungeon.
Listen.
And shout out to Kenya Moore for trying to have like a sensitive moment.
Kenya does have a sensitive moment. Oh my gosh. She's just like, he's so far away and I love it so much.
And those girls were so scared of her. She was like, oh my God, it's auntie. They were like,
it's like puppy syndrome when you get a puppy. You're just like, I just want to squeeze.
I know.
But okay, so let's get back into what is going down with this Portia and Kandi. They met up. She accused her of having a sex dungeon. And Kandi, don't be talking about my man. She don't like it. Don't at all. So you know what happened when they went on vacation? Kandi brought receipts. So
she did.
Okay, guys, here's where it gets a little
just like this.
First of all, these receipts were from 3 years ago. Where did she screenshot that?
Here we go.
What did they say?
Because what did you say?
Hold on.
What did you say?
Okay. So apparently what happened was that 3 or 4 years ago, Kandi and Portia had a little rendezvous in a club. Todd was there. Todd didn't jump in as we heard by Peter.
There was some kissing going down.
And apparently Portia told Kandi she would perform and act on her till she climaxed.
Ooh.
Until she climaxed. We're going to use that word. and Portia didn't remember this because Portia was drunk off the Henny.
Drunk off the Henny.
It happens,
Portia
guys.
says she don't remember nothing.
She don't remember. But Kandi was sober, so Kandi remembers everything.
You know Kandi was sober.
Because Kandi doesn't do drugs. And she made that very clear that do not put Kandi
and
drugs.
She does not do drugs.
In the same sentence.
Ever. And she won't drug you either.
And she won't drug you.
So don't drag her into that. Because you know if you drag her into that, what's going to happen?
Don't settle down, bloodbath.
Right.
Don't do it, bloodbath.
Right.
Okay, so basically this is where it ended off, and Kandi was like, because I wanted to snatch Portia and smack. Okay, it got deep. Okay. So right now we are waiting for next week's episode when it goes down between Sheree and Bob.
After Kenya alleged that Sheree was getting dragged by an ex-lover, it comes out on the trip that it actually might be Bob.
Yeah, and then Bob forgot about all of his past and is reminded. And then Kenya is in the backseat, and Kenya, you know, she loves a good sister girl moment. Stella Hughes says, Kandi had me dying. And Peter's remarks weigh life.
Well, you know, Peter has had a peach for about 4 seasons now.
If Nene ain't...
That's exactly why he was
Peter,
on the trip.
Stop
because
acting
he
like
has
a
those
damn...
contractual obligations. Because why was he there? Peter, ain't nobody your friend.
Cynthia is leaving him, but Cynthia was nice enough to
She didn't even know what to say. They said, Peter's coming. She said...
If Peter
is it going to be separate rooms?
Okay, so let's get into some more comments before we wrap it up, guys. Okay, Bob sounds crazy. Bob is crazy, as we can see now, because he been trying to act like he been so perfect.
He was.
We see, sir.
Especially still doing that gel workout.
Electra.
That's his words, not mine.
Not Todd, aka Marvin, was also crying. I am glad you brought that up.
Right.
Because apparently Portia also spilled some tea that Todd was allegedly in New York telling women his name is Marvin. Right. So there is something going on.
Like most of the women in New York don't watch Housewives of Atlanta.
And be like, your name is Todd.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. Kawana says, soon as Kenya don't have a man, she's always the queen of mess. Mm-hmm. You know, Natalie Crew, and I'm going to leave it on here. Harriet Tubman didn't die for these ratchets to be out here like this. Take them away, Lord. Give us back Prince Stevie Wonder hairline. Stevie Wonder's hairline. And the black Michael Jackson, and take these ratchets, Lord. But listen, we love the ratchetry. And that's why we are here to talk about it. We can't wait to come back next week when we see this episode of Real Housewives on Sunday, because it is going to Kenya. And then Kenya is going to get into it. It's going to be good. Listen.
We're ready.
We're ready. Tune back in next week, because this is our new weekly show, all recapping our favorite TV moments. Let us know what you want to see, the shows you're watching, and what you want us to recap in the comments. We're going to keep it going. Until next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.